Welcome back to WSAV News 3 today at 11. When Hermina Glasshill moved to Midway, she had one goal in mind: to make Civil War heroine and Liberty County native Susie King Taylor a household name. Nearly a decade later, she is seeing that dream come to fruition in real time in the form of a historic museum, Savannah Square, and brand new park in Isle of Wight that bears her moniker. It is there that the community is invited to commemorate what would have been her 178th birthday. Joining us now is the president of the Liberty County Historical Society and executive director, historian, and scholar activist of the Susie King Taylor Women's Institute and Ecology Center. She also has her master's degree in historic preservation, so she knows her stuff. Hermina, thank you so much for being here. And that's just a part of her resume, okay?
Oh, thank you for having me, Kim, for this special occasion.
And I see that you dressed for this. So take us back to 2017 when we first met.
Yes.
Right as you and your husband moved to the area.
That's right.
And you told me that you heard a voice calling you to Midway.
Yes, I did. And what a wonderful voice to listen to, because here we are 9 years later, and so much has happened from you breaking that original story 9 years ago about this dream until this dream being manifested today with a square in Savannah, and now the new Susie King Taylor Freedom Park that's on the National Underground Railroad Network to Freedom. So we're really excited about that.
Many people at that time, and even you, had not even heard of Susie King Taylor and the significant role she played in not only local history, but American history.
That's absolutely true. You know, we know about the Harriet Tubman and Sojourner Truth and all of these other historic figures, but here is a woman who is from our state, who's made not only statewide regional impact, but national impact. And to whom much is given, much is required. You can't just sit on the information, and that's where I was led to, we have to do something about this.
And when we met with you, you were actually in her family cemetery.
Yes, I was.
Looking up names and doing the research.
That's right. I was looking for Susie King Taylor's name, and I remember a statement that I said, I came looking for something, but I didn't know that it was looking for me, and here we are.
Here we are.
And
then came the museum.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, so there's the Susie King Taylor Gullah Geechee Museum. We were originally in Midway near the historical marker. We have partnered with the Liberty County Historical Society in downtown Hinesville. So our Gullah Geechee Museum is in Hinesville, and we've partnered with the county with this new Susie King Taylor Freedom Park. We take tourists to the park because it's a beautiful, beautiful waterfront park.
Now
it's amazing.
That park has been added to the National Park Service Network, which is a big deal.
It is a big deal. It's a big deal in terms of broadening Susie King Taylor's story and having tourists who are driving down I-95 to visit, and for us to be like the bookends between Savannah and Midway to tell this incredible story about this amazing woman. So I hope that we are also proud about our heroine of freedom, Susie King Taylor, who belongs to us here in Georgia, specifically on the coast, and now her story has been acknowledged and accepted by the National Park Service.
And we're taking a look at some video from the event a few months ago.
Yes.
Tell us more about Susie King Taylor's story.
Well, the event that happened a couple of months ago, specifically on April the 13th, was the anniversary of her escape from slavery on Isle of Wight. She was born in Midway, where a significant part of her life took place, along with her family living there. And then she was loaned out with her grandmother here in Savannah, which is where she learned to read. And so this incredible young girl who escapes at 13 years old, this park commemorates her life, her local significance and her national significance. And that very park, you were there when that park did not look like it looks now. And again, thank you for making that story explode 9 years ago.
And it's not only that, I mean, even in Boston, you went there because at the time she didn't have a headstone on her grave.
You are correct. The mayor of Boston heard about the Susie King Taylor Women's Institute, and that Susie King Taylor has a community here in Georgia who is calling her name, and they invited me to represent Georgia as they not only etched her name into the headstone of the grave where she's buried, but also as the Sons of Union Veterans of the Civil War dedicated this incredibly beautiful monument in honor of her, her work in terms of American history, as well as her presence there in Boston. So we're so happy about all of these connections because all things are coming together.
And speaking of connections, she also taught school here in Savannah, which now one of the historic squares bears her name.
Oh, that is just such a wonderful accomplishment. Yes, she attended secret schools with Mother Matilda Beasley, Mary Woodhouse, and 2 young white children. And to know that right here in Savannah, the hostess city, that Susie King Taylor's name can be called every time somebody walks through Taylor Square. It's just a wonderful feeling to know that so many people have been championing this amazing woman.
And a lot of those people you expect to be in Midway this weekend.
Yes, tomorrow we are celebrating what would have been Susie King Taylor's 178th birthday, and we are expecting a very large crowd at Susie King Taylor Freedom Park. There's going to be cake and ice cream and balloon sculptures and all kinds of things. It's going to be a real party.
And you have very special guests who will be attending too from the National Park Service.
Yes, we have Superintendent Laura Waller, who is from the Reconstruction era National Historical Park. We're now a part of that network because Susie King Taylor's story is very expansive. It's multi-state. And so South Carolina has welcomed her story and her experiences into the network. And we're so happy to be a part of it and really excited that the superintendent of that park will be present at tomorrow's birthday celebration.
All right, Hermina Glass-Hill, thank you so much for joining us. Here's the information on your screen. Susie King Taylor 178th birthday commemoration is tomorrow beginning at 10 a.m. at the Susie King Taylor Freedom Park. That's at 2059 Isle of Wight Road in Midway. It is free and open to the public. Can you toot that again? You can find more information and see this interview again anytime by visiting our website, wsav.com/Community Corner. Hermina, thank you. It's always a pleasure.
Thank you again for having me. It's a pleasure.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.